Good morning. I am back as promised with some font fun. So we can talk about the baptismal font and its place in our sanctuary and why it's here and why it has water in it and all of those good things because um, I love how astute and observant so many of you at All Saints are for noticing when the font is in a different place and asking questions about why it's there, or oh, are we having a baptism this morning because the font is uncovered? And so I said, you know what? I'm going to do a little teaching on that so that way we all understand why the font is where it is and everything. So, um, here we go. Now, there are, as with everything, many different theologies and ways of approaching and understanding just about everything that we do. And and one isn't necessarily more right than another, but here is mine and the reason why I like to do things this way. So, I am going to take you on a little walk with me and show you what it will look like when you enter the sanctuary. So, first thing that you will see upon entering is the font. And when you walk up to the font, what you will notice is that it is not covered but open and that it has holy water in it. Now, I know that well, I don't know all of the history of where the font has been at All Saints or why or anything. But I will tell you that I like the font to be in the front of the church. Well, the back of the church, I suppose, the first thing that you see when you walk in. Because what that does is centers our entire worship experience around our baptism. And not only the baptism of being touched by and cleansed by the Spirit in the waters of baptism, but we're reminded of our baptismal promises, of our covenant that we make with God when we are baptized, because it's more than just God coming and doing something for us. We also promise in return to love and to follow God, to care for our neighbors, to lift up all those around us. And these essential aspects of our faith is all represented in that baptismal font. And so when the font is here at the back of the church or the entry point of the church, when you walk in, you can dip your hand in that holy water and make the cross for yourself, or touch it to your forehead or to your heart, or as one of the children asked last week, well, what if I want to play in it? And then I splashed her with some water and I said, holy playing is also okay. We are children created by God for joy, for life, for service, for reverence, but also for passion and compassion. And sometimes playing a little bit with God, with this holy water that has sustained us and reminds us of our promises, is not a bad thing. And then, once we have centered ourselves and we have entered into worship, into this sanctuary, and completed our service, well, we walk out and we process out together. I'm going to turn so you can see and be reminded of that font. Thanks, Ben. We see and process out together and are reminded on our way out once more of everything we have just done together. We are reminded that our scriptures, our history, our traditions, our music, our prayers all have a purpose, and they are all centered and wrapped around this holy font and these holy moments that we spend together. That is why the font will have its semi-permanent place in the back of our sanctuary. Why it will move forward for baptisms is pretty clear, because we want to see the baby being baptized or the adult being baptized. We want to be able to join and participate in that and have that be front and center in the entirety of the service. And then on Sundays, where we aren't celebrating any one baptism, but all of our baptisms, we bookend our experience of worship with remembering our holy font, our holy baptism, and all that we are promising to uphold with God. So there's your font fun for the day. I hope that it has been enlightening to you, or maybe if not enlightening, then just a reminder of, oh yeah, I remember hearing that before, or that's really nice to know that's what we do and why we do it. Good to do some of those educational moments too sometimes, right? So I will now send you on your way, remembering your baptism, helping you, as I hope I can do, to live into the fullness of this life that God has given us and that we have promised to give back to God. So I'll see many of you on Sunday, and anyone who's joining me just on live stream videos sometime next week.